Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. Today we're going to be looking at a 21 Highlander here with the check engine light on. I did go ahead and print off the DTC for you to look at. As you can see here, this is our DTC. Here is our code description. So typically with Toyota anyway, dealing with knock sensors, mainly what we see is rodent damage causing the issue. In this case, I did go ahead and scope with the camera underneath the intake. Didn't really notice anything. So at this time, we're going to go ahead and remove the upper and lower intakes and see if we can check our circuit between the sensor itself and the rest of the harness. So let's get to it. Anybody else in the comments that's a mechanic or anybody else watching this, should leave in the comment if you get frustrated looking for tools that you know you just had. For some reason, it seems like it happens to me way more often than it should. Here we do have our upper intake plenum, I call it, and then this is our lower intake plenum. I'm gonna grab a light. See here, each intake or each plenum goes to a different cylinder. We got 6 of them in total. It is a 6-cylinder. Looking down in here a little bit further, still can't quite see anything. So I'm going to go ahead and take this top one off, or this lower one off as well, see if we can see anything further in there. Now y'all can be a little bit more up close and personal. In this, there's going to be some plastic spacers underneath that fuel rail. Sometimes it's really easy to drop them, and once they go down in there, good luck finding them. These are the spacers I'm talking about. Here's our set of port injectors. Alright guys, so it's the next day. Sorry I got a little sidetracked yesterday, but we did go ahead and actually find the issue with this vehicle. I'm going to show you real quick the extra steps we did go ahead and to confirm that. So let's take a look here. So as we were in the middle of doing yesterday, we had our high pressure fuel rails here. You can see we did go ahead and move the front bank fuel rail to gain access to the NOx sensors, which are down there. We see one NOx sensor there. The other one is right there. If you notice, there is no longer the harness attached to them. We did go ahead and just disconnect each connector. There's one here, one over here. So as we took this apart, we noticed that there was no damage visually to this little sub harness here. So what we ended up doing is just wanted to check the resistance or continuity from the NOx sensor we had an issue with to our ECM, which you can see that we already have unplugged, the connector unplugged, and we do have the correct pin back probe. So I'm going to show you real quick what our resistance checks were. So here, looking at the multimeter, showing you do have a complete circuit there. Hardly any resistance. What we ended up doing is, like I said earlier, going to our concern connector, which is here. Concern NOx sensor. It was pin 2 and pin 114 at the ECU. If you notice there, we still do have an open, which we did confirm. We went to the other pin, pin 1 and pin 113 of the ECU, and we do have continuity there. So it leads us to believe or know that there is an open circuit somewhere between the NOx sensor connector and the ECU. So we followed the wiring diagram, went to where this sub harness plugs in. We actually did go ahead and remove the sub harness. I just laid it there kind of to show y'all. I went ahead and removed it, cut it open, and confirmed that the green wire to the NOx sensor was actually broken, and that's our problem. So now we're going to go ahead and order this little sub harness. Go ahead and replace it. Don't forget to, we're going to need to replace the seals on these injectors down here. You can see where they did come off again. So we'll go ahead and replace those. Don't want to forget to do that and have a pretty severe fuel leak. One little note I wanted to add while doing this repair, like I said, I already had the fuel rails, or this side fuel rail already removed. If you ever run into a case on a newer V6 Toyota engine and you need to get to the NOx sensors, instead of removing both fuel rails, it's a lot easier to go ahead and remove just one side by removing the two studs out of each rail, or out of the front side rail, and then just removing that, leaving the harness connected to the injectors. Sure makes it a lot easier and a lot less things you have to replace going back together. Well, guys, that's going to be it for today. Hope you learned something. As always, thanks for watching, and hope to see you next time.